Have you ever wondered why some people ask for almost nothing, yet receive everything they want? They walk into a room, speak a few calm words, and doors open. Opportunities appear. Respect follows them. Love responds to them. Meanwhile, others beg, chase, over-explain, and still walk away empty-handed. Why? Because asking is an art, and most people were never taught how to do it. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch until the end, because what you learn today may completely change your love life, your relationships, and the way people respond to you forever. Marcus Aurelius understood something timeless. People are moved not by force, but by wisdom. Not by noise, but by presence. Not by desperation, but by inner mastery. So today, we uncover 10 powerful lessons inspired by Marcus Aurelius on the art of asking, how to get whatever you want without manipulation, without begging, and without losing your dignity. Let us begin. There was once a young man who wanted everything. He wanted success, attention, love, opportunities, respect. Every day he asked people for favors. He asked for validation. He asked for chances. He asked for love, yet the more he asked, the less people gave. One day, tired and frustrated, he met an older philosopher sitting quietly beneath a tree. The young man said, "Why does no one give me what I want?" The old man smiled and said, "Because you ask with empty hands." The young man looked confused, and the philosopher replied, "When you ask, do you bring value, calmness, and clarity, or neediness, confusion, and pressure?" That was the first lesson. Lesson 1. Ask from abundance, not desperation. People can feel desperation instantly. When someone asks from fear, it creates pressure. When someone asks from abundance, it creates choice. If you ask a woman for attention because you cannot stand being alone, she feels the weight of your emptiness. If you ask for an opportunity because you believe your life depends on it, others sense your panic. But when you ask calmly, knowing you are whole with or without the answer, your energy changes. Neediness repels. Confidence attracts. Marcus Aurelius taught that peace comes from within. When you no longer need the outcome, you often receive it. Lesson 2. Know exactly what you want. Most people fail before they even ask because they are unclear. They say things like, "I just want to be happy. I just want someone to love me. I just want success." These are foggy desires, and vague requests create vague results. The philosopher asked the young man, "What do you truly want?" The young man answered, "Everything." The old man laughed. "Then you will receive nothing. Clarity is power. Do you want respect? Then ask for honest communication. Do you want love? Then ask for consistency and care. Do you want success? Then ask for one opportunity to prove your value. When your mind is clear, your words become sharp, and sharp words move the world. Lesson 3. Ask the right person. Many people ask the wrong people for the right things. They seek loyalty from disloyal people, commitment from confused people, wisdom from fools, support from the jealous. Then they feel disappointed. Marcus Aurelius knew that nature reveals character. A tree gives fruit according to its kind, so why ask water from stone? The young man once asked a selfish friend for help and was betrayed. Then he asked a wise mentor for guidance and received more than he imagined. Not everyone can give what you seek. Choose wisely. If you want peace, ask the peaceful. If you want growth, ask the disciplined. If you want love, ask someone capable of love. Lesson 4. Timing matters more than words. Even truth spoken at the wrong time is rejected. The young man once asked for forgiveness during an argument. He was ignored. Later, when emotions cooled and silence softened the room, he asked again. This time, he was heard. Same request, different timing. People are emotional creatures. Ask when minds are open, not when walls are raised. Do not demand serious conversations in moments of stress. Do not ask for commitment from someone drowning in chaos. Do not request favors when someone feels disrespected. Wisdom is knowing when the soil is ready before planting the seed. Lesson 5. Make people feel respected. No one likes to feel used. Many people ask with hidden arrogance. They speak sweetly, but underneath they believe others owe them. And people feel that. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to meet others with fairness and humanity. When asking for anything, first honor the person before the request. Listen, acknowledge them, value their time, show gratitude. The young man learned this when he needed help from a merchant. The first time he rushed in and demanded attention, the merchant dismissed him. Second time he greeted the merchant warmly, appreciated his craft, and spoke with respect. The merchant gladly helped him. People open doors for those who make them feel seen. Lesson 6. Offer value before asking. This is where most fail. They ask, but give nothing. Why should the world reward someone who only consumes? The old philosopher told the young man, become useful. If you want loyalty, offer honesty. If you want love, offer presence. If you want support, offer reliability. If you want money, offer skill. If you want opportunities, offer solutions. The world responds to value. A man once wanted a promotion. He kept asking his employer for more money. Nothing happened. Then he began solving problems no one else could solve. Soon the employer called him in and offered more than he had asked. Become the answer before requesting reward. Lesson 7. Speak less, mean more. Weak asking sounds like endless explaining. Strong asking sounds simple. The young man once wrote a long letter begging someone to stay. Pages of emotion, no reply. Later, he sent one sentence. I value what we had, but I only welcome what is mutual. That sentence changed everything. Why? Because strength does not ramble. Desperation overtalks. Confidence is concise. When asking for a raise, speak clearly. When asking for commitment, speak directly. When asking for respect, state your boundary, few words, strong meaning. Lesson 8. Be willing to hear no. This is where freedom begins. Most people fear rejection so deeply that they lower themselves to avoid it. They beg harder. They chase longer. They compromise dignity. But Marcus Aurelius taught that external outcomes do not define your worth. The young man once asked a woman to choose him. She said no. He was devastated. The philosopher said, did her answer reduce your value or reveal her choice? That question changed him forever. No is information. No is redirection. No is protection. No is not the end of your story. When you can hear no calmly, people sense your strength, and strangely, many yeses arrive after that. Lesson 9. Detach after. Asking. Once you ask, release control. Do not obsess. Do not chase updates. Do not reread messages 20 times. Do not build your identity around one answer. The young man applied for a dream opportunity. Then he checked his phone every 5 minutes. He lost sleep. He lost peace. The philosopher said, you asked once. Why ask 1,000 more times in your mind? So the young man focused on his work, his body, his growth. Days later, the opportunity arrived. Even if it had not, he had already won back himself. Ask with intention, wait with dignity. Life rewards those who can release. Lesson 10. Become the person who no longer needs to ask often. This is the highest lesson. The strongest people rarely ask because their character attracts. Trust comes to the trustworthy. Love comes to the loving. Respect comes to the respectable. Opportunities come to the prepared. The young man spent years learning these principles. He built discipline. He mastered emotion. He became useful, calm, clear, and confident. One day he noticed something strange. People began offering him help. They invited him into rooms. They pursued his company. They respected his boundaries. He smiled and returned to the tree where the philosopher once sat. But the old man was gone. Only a note remained. It said, "When you become worthy, asking becomes easy." Think about your own life. How many times have you asked from fear? How many times have you asked the wrong people? How many times have you begged for what should have been freely given? How many times have you forgotten your own value while seeking approval? The art of asking is not manipulation. It is self-mastery. It is knowing what you want, knowing who to ask, knowing when to ask, knowing how to ask, and most importantly, knowing you remain whole whether the answer is yes or no. So the next time you want love, do not beg, state your standards. The next time you want respect, do not complain. Carry yourself with dignity. The next time you want success, do not chase endlessly. Increase your value. The next time you want someone's attention, ask yourself first, have I become someone worth noticing? Because the world often gives us not what we request, but what we reflect. If you master these 10 lessons, your relationships will change, your confidence will change, your presence will change, and people will respond to you in ways they never did before. Not because you became louder, but because you became stronger. Not because you learned tricks, but because you learned truth. And that truth is simple. The power of asking begins with the power of becoming, so walk calmly, speak clearly, ask boldly, accept peacefully, grow endlessly, and remember, sometimes the greatest thing you can ask for is more from yourself. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.